What's up, guys? Brocam here, and I get a lot of comments on how I do things like this, where I've customized my ZBitX to have my call sign and my channel name down here. It's pretty simple. I'll show you how to do it in your, at least in my slicer of choice is Orca Slicer. So let's jump over there and I'll show you how to do it. So if you go over to the ZBitX website, you can just download the whole model for the case. So this is just the front plate model that I just brought into Orca Slicer. So what you can do is with your object you want to add your text to selected, you can go ahead and hit this emboss tool and it brings this menu up here and you can put your call sign or whatever other text you want to put in. So that's my call sign. You can select your font. The font I have is Major Snafu. That's a custom font. And then you can do things like set the height. So I think I did 2 millimeters. I can't remember. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do in here. You can, the character gap, you can make the gaps bigger, smaller. You can make it more bold, less bold, all kinds of stuff. So you can really play around in here with how you want it to look. And then if we come down here, you can see that there is this operation. So join is going to basically add this to your model. So if you want your letters raised, you would leave it on join and then position it on your model. If you want your letters to be inset, like kind of how mine were on this, you would set it to cut and see how it's hard to see now, but it's kind of clear. And what that will do is if we hit this, we bring that over to our model here. And I like it right here. There's probably a better way to position this, like using math and stuff, but I'm just showing a demo on how I did it and how it's easy. So you can see here, I'm actually touching the model. So you got to kind of pay attention here, because if I were to make this, let's say I made this, 5 millimeters, and I wasn't paying attention. I just kind of did that. Well, now if you look at this side, you can see that it's poking through the other side. So now when I slice this, when this gets sent to the printer, there's going to be a hole here. So we don't want that. So let's go ahead and set that back to about 2. And then we'll bring this up to where it's just kind of sitting in there, and I'll just double check I'm not poking through the other side. And if we hit slice, there we go. You can now see that this will be embossed when it's, cut out when it's printed. So there's a couple different ways to, there's a couple different options there. There was the join, cut, and modifier. And I'll kind of walk over this real quick. So I've got this little setup here with just some primitives. So the cube is our base shape. And what I've done is I've got a negative shape here, which is a toroid, or a torus rather. So this will cut out the path of this torus. I've added a cone to it, so it should add the cone to this model. And then the third one that I didn't really touch on before is this yellow sphere. This is called a modifier. So if I come over here and I click on this generic sphere on the left here, you can see that I've got the infill density set all the way to 75. And if you look at the cube, the infill is only 15. So that's kind of the cool thing with the modifiers, is that say you've got a part of your model that you want to be stronger than others, you can throw a modifier on there and crank the density up if you want, or add more walls or whatever. And now when I go ahead and hit slice, you can see that I've got a cone, a cube, I've got a hole that resembles where the toroid was going to cut out. And then you can kind of see it peeking through here. If we go ahead and go down these layers, you see how big this grid infill is here? We keep going down. You see that, all of a sudden it starts to get more dense in the shape of that sphere. So this is 75% infill, whereas this is 15. And that's basically the 3 different kinds of things you can do. And this is within the slicer. So it kind of keeps it quick, easy. I had some people ask about my little dog tag ones that I made. That's how I did it, is I just I found a random dog tag model and I just added my call sign to it. So that is how you do it. And that is all the time I have for today. This has been the Bro Cam saying 73.